On January 2, 2026, the United States began the new year amid a dense mix of political, economic, security, and social developments shaping the national conversation. As President Donald Trump issued a sharp warning to Iran over its handling of widespread domestic protests, saying the U.S. would not tolerate violent crackdowns on civilians. A statement that immediately drew international attention and reactions from Tehran while reinforcing Washington's long-standing posture on human rights and regional stability. At the same time, major changes in U.S. immigration and border policy formally took effect after midnight, including expanded travel restrictions affecting nationals from dozens of countries and a restructured H-1B visa system that prioritizes higher-wage applicants. Moves, the administration says, are aimed at strengthening national security and protecting American workers, but which critics argue could strain diplomatic relations and labor-dependent industries across the country. Domestically, federal law enforcement confirmed that an alleged ISIS-inspired attack planned for New Year's Eve in North Carolina had been successfully with authorities arresting an 18-year-old suspect accused of plotting a knife assault against civilians and police officers, underscoring continued concerns about lone actor extremism and the role of intelligence sharing and online monitoring in preventing violence. In public health, the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention warned that the 2025 to 2026 influenza season was intensifying faster than usual, following heavy holiday travel, with millions of cases reported nationwide, tens of thousands of hospitalizations, and rising fatalities, prompting renewed calls for vaccinations, masking in high-risk settings, and caution among older adults and those with chronic conditions. In politics at the state and city level, January 2nd marked a historic transition in New York City, as Zoran Mamdani was sworn in as mayor, becoming the city's first Muslim and first South Asian leader, signaling a significant ideological shift in the nation's largest city and immediately moving to reverse several executive actions from the prior administration, a development closely watched by national political strategists. As urban governance continues to influence broader democratic and progressive policy debates across the country, while other cities and states also prepared for leadership changes in legislative sessions focused on housing affordability, public safety, labor rights, and inflation relief. Economically, Wall Street entered 2026 cautiously as U.S. stock markets reopened after the New Year holiday, with futures showing modest gains following a volatile end to 2025. Investors balancing optimism around artificial intelligence, energy, and defense stocks, with concerns over interest rates, global instability, and consumer spending. Wily analysts continued to debate the Federal Reserve's next moves amid cooling inflation but persistent cost of living pressures. Corporate America also saw shifts, including intensified competition in the electric vehicle sector after Tesla lost its position as the world's top EV seller, highlighting changing consumer demand, price pressures, and the rapid rise of international manufacturers that now pose serious challenges to U.S. automakers. In defense-related news, the U.S. Army announced the standardization of the iconic Drill Sergeant campaign hat across all training units, replacing previous variations and emphasizing tradition, uniformity, and identity within the force. A symbolic but culturally significant update for the military community. In sports, Team USA unveiled key rosters for the upcoming 2026 Winter Olympics in Milan, including the men's ice hockey team packed with NHL talent, fueling optimism among fans eager to see the United States compete strongly on the international stage. After years of near-miss, culturally and socially, Americans returned to work and school after the holiday break, amid ongoing discussions about cost of living, healthcare access, crime, and education, while streaming platforms and entertainment companies rolled out major January releases, reflecting the continued strength of the U.S. media industry even as traditional box office and broadcast models evolved. Across the country, local news outlets also reported on environmental concerns ranging from wildlife management and challenges to infrastructure resilience during winter weather, reminding communities of the ongoing impact of environmental policy and preparedness. Taken together, the news of January 2nd, 2026, painted a picture of a nation navigating global tensions, domestic security threats, political transitions, economic uncertainty, and cultural change all at once. As Americans entered the new year, facing familiar challenges, but also fresh debates about the country's direction at home and abroad,